So what is the reason for the second Anglo-Maratha war? The difference is, now here the three what to say, the chieftains or the three communities are involved in this second Anglo-Maratha war. The differences among the Maratha chieftains was the reason for this war. So an enmity broke out between Yashwant Rao of Holkar, Daulat Rao of Sindhya, and Peshwa Bajirao II. These three people. So in 1802, the army of Holkar defeated the army of Sindhya and the Peshwa. So among the Indian kings only there is a differences here. So the Holkar family went and waged war against Sindhya and Peshwa. The Peshwa appealed for the help of the British. So here only we make mistake. Why to go and ask the help of the British here? So the Holkar defeated Sindhya and Peshwa. Now here the Peshwa goes and asks the help of the British. Lord Wellesley finally got an opportunity to meddle with the affairs of the Marathas. So now they are also waiting for the chance to enter into the Maratha kingdom. So here, since after asking the help from the British, the Peshwa, they are very happy to enter into the Marathas. The Peshwa entered the subsidiary alliance. So now Lord Wellesley asks them to sign an agreement to enter the subsidiary alliance system by accepting Treaty of Basin. So other Maratha families like Holkar, they were very angry with the Peshwa. Lord Wellesley defeated the armies of various Maratha families from 1803 to 1805. So the fight took place between Holkar, Sindhya and Peshwa. That means the Marathas. So here what happens, the Peshwa will go and ask the help of the Britishers. Now Lord Wellesley is very happy to enter into the internal matters of the Peshwas. So he will ask the Peshwa to sign an agreement to enter into the subsidiary alliance. So now after signing, they will come and fight with the Marathas. And they signed an agreement with the Treaty of Basin with the Britishers. What are the effects of war? Increased the financial burden on the company. So now the Marathas have to bear the losses. Lord Wellesley resigned from his post and returned to England. This resulted in peace in the region. This is the outcomes of the second Anglo-Maratha war. Now third Anglo-Maratha war, which took place between 1817 to 1818. So in 1 year. What are the reasons for the third Anglo-Maratha war? The Maratha families tried their best to protect their independence and honor. So they wanted to be together, all the Marathas. Even the Peshwa attempted to free himself from the clutches of the company. So they understood the cunningness of the Britishers. So they wanted to come away from the Britishers. The Peshwa attacked the British residency in Pune and burnt it down. So now they understood the real color of the Britishers. So they went to Pune and they burnt the houses where the Britishers were living. Appa Sahib of Nagpur and Malhar Rao Holkar rebelled against the British and were suppressed ruthlessly. So these Marathas go there and they will be suppressed ruthlessly. Finally, Peshwa Bajirao II fought against the British at Koregaon and Ashti. Later, he surrendered to the Britishers. So they will win. Britishers will win finally. But these Marathas go and fight against the Britishers. So what are the effects of the third Anglo-Maratha war? The British abolished the Peshwa post. So now removing their post or the position they removed from the Marathas. Granted a pension to Bajirao II. The Britishers gave him the pension. They installed Pratapa Simha, the descendant of Shivaji, as the ruler of Satara, a minuscule state, and named him as the traditional leader of Marathas and suppressed the Marathas. So now this Maratha kingdom came under the control of the Britishers, and they are appointing Pratapa Simha as the ruler of the Satara. So this is all about the three Anglo-Maratha wars. Now let's move on to the consolidation of the British power. For so far, now the Britishers are gaining control over so many places. Now they are consolidating, that means bringing it under their control. The British completed their agenda of ruling the entire India from 1818 to 1857. So many places in India came under the control of the British. They occupied major states like Sindh, Oudh, and other states. So now we will move on to the Anglo-Sikh Wars. What is the reason for the Anglo-Sikh War? A political anarchy broke out. So among the Sikh people who wanted to be the leader, among them the fight started in Punjab after the death of King Ranjit Singh in 1839. So Ranjit Singh was a very powerful king. So after his death, the Sikh people had lost the very powerful leader. So after him, who will become the leader was the question. The British attempted to invade Punjab, violating the continuous friendship pact. So all the time they wanted to be good with the others, but the Sikh people did not believe the Britishers. In December 1845, a war broke out between the British and the Punjab. Sensing the danger from an outside force, Hindus, Sikhs, and Muslims got together to defeat the British. So they understood in India, especially in Punjab area, once they started the war, the people, the Hindus, Sikh, and Muslims all joined together to defeat. That means to wage war against the British. Finally, they had to accept defeat due to a few traitor leaders. So what happened among the Hindus, Sikhs, and the Muslims? Few of them went and betrayed to the Britishers. They went and told everything, how and all they are planning to wage a war against the British. So everything secret is revealed to the Britishers. As a result, the Indians have to lose in the war. Sikhs are loses. They lost in the battle. They signed a humiliating Lahore Agreement in 1846. So the Sikh people signed an agreement. With the British resident became the de facto ruler of Punjab. So how the Britishers were ruling, same thing now continues. Like this, Punjab became the independent state of East India Company. So even Punjab went into the hands of the British. The Sikh opposed the attempts by the British to rule Punjab directly. So the Sikh people did, even though they lost in the wars, Anglo-Sikh war, they did not want the Britishers to rule the Punjab. So oppositions were led by Chattar Singh Atariwala in Lahore, Mulraj in Multan. Again, the people of Punjab were defeated. Again, they went to fight and they were defeated. Finally, Lord Dalhousie merged the state of Punjab with British Empire. So, there is no other go than to come under the control of the British. So, this is the Anglo-Sikh War. So, here again, twice they go and fight with the Britishers. 2 times also they will lose in the war. Next, we will move on to the Dalhousie and the Doctrine of Lapse. So, what is the Doctrine of Lapse is introduced by Dalhousie, subsidiary alliance, Lord Wellesley. Don't get confused, children, with this. So, what is Doctrine of Lapse? So, if the Indian rulers do not have a male child to continue the rule, that time they cannot adopt the children. So, their property will be given handed over to the Britishers. This brought about lot of anger in the minds of the Indians to fight against the British. Let's see what happened. Dalhousie, who arrived in India as the Governor General in 1848, made an attempt to integrate Indian princely states with the British Empire. So, whatever the states they won in India, all the states they wanted to take under the control of the British. He adopted Doctrine of Lapse policy, whereby the adopted children of Indian kings were refused of their right to throne. So, if An Indian king do not have the children, they cannot adopt. Even if they adopt, those children will not get will become the what is that they cannot take over the all the property. That property has to be handed to the Britishers. According to this policy, if any Indian ruler dies without children, their adopted children had no legal right over the throne. So they cannot take the place of the parents, those who have adopted them. And such state gets merged with the Britishers. So if in such cases, we have to hand over that kingdom into the hands of the British. Which are the states came under the policy of doctrine of lapse? Satara, Jaipur, Sambalpur, Udaipur, Jhansi, Nagpur. So majority of the North Indian states came under the doctrine of lapse. As the Governor General knew the conditions of these states, so he knew if they do not have the children of their own, so all these states the kings have adopted the children. So that is why they introduced this policy in order to take under their control the kingdoms. You see, all these people are fighting against the doctrine of lapse. Jhansi Rani Lakshmi Bai tying her adopted son to her back and fighting against the Britishers because they introduced the doctrine of lapse in Jhansi. So children, this is all about today's second lesson, the extension of British rule in India. So we studied about the Maratha Wars, 3 Maratha War, Anglo-Sikh War, subsidiary alliance, and the doctrine of lapse. Any one thing can be asked in this lesson for 2-mark question. The conditions of subsidiary alliance also is very important, children. You have to learn that.